Hola amigos, Dr. LeBrun here. Today we're going to take a look at information for Spanish 1, Chapter 3. Vamos a empezar. Alright, so our objectives for today, we want to practice vocabulary. Also take a look at how AR ending verbs work in Spanish in the present tense. And then also look at some slightly irregular verbs in the present tense, ir, dar, and estar. How do the contractions all and del work? And then the a personal or personal a. All right, so it's really important that we understand the vocab. I'm going to put a link to a Quizlet in the comment section below. But here's some words to practice, and then I'm going to go over the answers in just a few moments. So take a look at these words, can see if you know what they mean or write them down, and then I'm going to go over the answers in just a few moments. We got buscar, una prueba, a dónde, una nota, una mochila, cuándo, un libro, un bolígrafo, por qué, un cuaderno, dar, cuánto cuesta, contestar, comprar, qué pasa. All right, and we are back. Here are the answers. See if you know these words. Buscar, to look for. Una prueba, a quiz. A dónde, to where, or where to. Una nota, a grade. Una mochila, a backpack. Cuándo, when. Un libro, a book. Un bolígrafo, a pen. Por qué, why. Un cuaderno, a notebook. Dar, to give. Cuánto cuesta, how much does it cost. Contestar, to answer. Comprar, to buy. ¿Qué pasa, what's up, or what's going on, or what's wrong. All right, here's the most important concept for the chapter and for this semester. It's how do we conjugate verbs in the present tense. We're going to take a look at AR verbs. In next chapter, we'll take a look at some verbs called ER and IR ending verbs. And in chapter 1, we looked at the verb ser, which was irregular, and also tener in chapter 2, kind of irregular. You'll notice some similarities, but this is going to be the main concept is conjugating a verb or changing the endings to indicate who is doing the action of the verb. So we've got o, as, a, amos, ais, on, and there can be a little song that you can remember that. I can put a link in the comment section below for that one. And anyway, so we're going to drop the AR, and then I'm going to add those endings, and that's going to tell me who is doing the action. So all regular AR verbs are going to work the same way. So I got yo hablo, I speak. Tú hablas, you speak. Él, ella, usted habla, he speaks, she speaks, or you speak, the formal version. Nosotros, nosotras hablamos, we speak. Vosotros, vosotras habláis, y'all speak, just using Spain. Ellos, ellas, ustedes hablan, they speak, or all of you speak. All right, let's take a look at some examples how this could be used in a sentence, questions. Yo hablo el español, I speak Spanish. ¿Hablas tú el inglés? Do you speak English? Mi familia no habla el alemán. My family doesn't speak German. So notice that mi familia, it's a group of people, it's one group. We're using the he, she, it form or third person singular form. And to make a sentence negative, you put no in front of the verb. All right, give this a try here. So bailar, to dance, a verb we have not seen before. See if you can figure out how you would conjugate. So I want to say I dance, you dance, he or she dances, we dance, y'all dance, they dance. Pause the button if you need time to work, and then we're going to go over the answers in just a moment here. All right, here are our answers. Yo bailo, I dance. Tú bailas, you dance. Él, ella, usted baila, he dances, she dances, you dance. Nosotros bailamos, we dance. Vosotros bailáis, y'all dance. Ellos, ellas, ustedes bailan, they dance, or all of you dance. So it doesn't matter if it's a verb we don't even know. If it's a regular AR verb, it's going to conjugate or have the endings change in this manner to indicate who's doing the action of the verb. All right, now we're going to take a look at some of the irregular ones. They're just slightly irregular. And we're going to take a look at ir, dar, and estar. and then try a little bit of practice. So ir is to go. So yo boy, I go. And the V we can pronounce like a B as in boy. Yo boy, I go. Tu vas, you go. El usted va, he goes, she goes, you go. Nosotros, nosotros vamos, we go. Vosotros, vosotros vais, y'all go. Ellos, ellas, ustedes van, they go, or all of you go. Okay, notice some more uses of ir here. So ir is a very important verb. We can say I'm going to do something, or I'm going to a place. So that's how we can talk about the future tense. And we can ask other people what they are going to do or where they're going to go. So ir plus a plus a verb, and it's an infinitive verb. So that second verb I'm not going to change. It's going to do something. Or ir plus a plus location, going to a place. Let's take a look at some examples. So we're going to practice. Nosotros vamos a practicar. So we're going to conjugate vamos, add a, and then do not change practicar. Leave that in the infinitive form. We are going to practice. Or a location. Vas a la fiesta. Are you going to the party? So I've conjugated ir into the to form, vas. I've got my a, and then I have a location, vas a la fiesta. Okay, how about dar? Notice it kind of rhymes with ir. So yo doy, I give. Tu das, you give. El usted da, he or she gives, you give. Nosotros, nosotros damos, we give. Vosotros, vosotros dais, y'all give. Ellos, ellas, ustedes dan, they give, or all of you give. Okay, then estar, you've probably seen this one, but maybe it wasn't explained to you. It's another way to say to be. And we're going to clear this up between ser, which is to be. We looked at that in chapter 1. And estar, to be. We're looking at that in chapter 3. And then chapter 6 is going to be more practice with ser and estar. But we're going to take a look at that a little bit more in depth this chapter as well. But notice they all kind of rhyme. Voy, doy, estoy. They all end in oy instead of the regular o. Yo estoy, I am. Tu estás, you are. El, ella, usted está, he is, she is, you are. Nosotros, nosotros estamos, we are. Vosotros, vosotros estáis, y'all are. Ellos, ellas, ustedes están, they are, or all of you are. All right, so here's some examples for estar, used for all locations, feelings, and temporary conditions. So what would be a temporary condition? How are you? How are you doing today? ¿Cómo estás? How are you? You've probably seen that one. What would be an example of a location? ¿Dónde está el baño? Where is the bathroom? So notice this is a little bit different than the verb ser from chapter 1, and chapter 6 is going to clarify this even more. All right, let's take a look at a little bit of bonus with estar. It's called the present progressive. It's saying what is currently going on. Yo estoy hablando. So I'm going to use a form of estar. Then that second verb, I'm going to drop the AR and add ando. Or if it's an ER-IR verb, I'm going to drop that and add IENDO, and that's saying what somebody is doing. So, yo estoy hablando, I'm talking, I'm speaking. Ella está mirando la tele, she's watching TV. And nosotros estamos comiendo, we are eating. So this goes along with estar because it's what's temporarily happening, it's what's in progress. All right, well, let's give practice to ir, dar, and estar. So see if you can answer these questions. So you could try answering them out loud with a partner, or you could write them down on a piece of paper, and then we're going to go over the answers momentarily, so pause the video for time to work. Número 1, ¿cómo estás? 2, ¿dónde estás? 3, ¿a dónde vas después de las clases? 4, ¿dónde está tu casa? And 5, ¿das tu tarea al profesor? All right, here are our answers. Might say something like, oops, looks like we missed the answers there. All right, we're moving on here. Hopefully your teacher can help you out with those answers, or I can put the answers in the comments section if you have questions about that. But let's take a look at the contractions all and del. So a plus l becomes all. So all can mean to the or at the. De plus l becomes del. So del means of the or from the. And here's another bonus. Here's some prepositions that contain de, and then anytime de and l come together, we need to make that contraction del. So you're going to see that actually quite a bit here. All right, cerca de, near. Lejos de, far from. Alrededor de, around. Delante de, in front of. Detrás de, behind. Al lado de, to the side of. All right, and the next instance where we might have this contraction all is with the personal a in Spanish. There's no translation or equivalent for this in English, so your translator isn't going to be able to pick this up. It's just something that we need to know. All right, so the personal a, or the a personal. All right, yo visito a mi abuela. Anytime I'm doing action that's direct towards another person, I want that personal a. So I visit my grandma. If I visit an item or do something to an item or an object, then I would not use the personal a. Yo visito la Torre Eiffel. I visit the Eiffel Tower. Notice how this sentence translates word for word, but the other one did not translate exactly word for word. All right, so let's go ahead and give these ones a try, and there are the answers after this in just a moment here about Práctica. See if you can figure out, doy el papel. I give the paper to the professor. I give the paper to the female professor for number 2. How will that change in Spanish? Okay. Number 3, I am from the country. What do you think for from the? Or I am from the city. So city is a feminine word, and it's going to be, that's your clue for that one. All right, so pause the video. I'm going to give you the answers in just a moment here. All right, doy el papel al profesor. So it's el profesor. So to the becomes all. Notice the next one, la profesora. So a and la do not contract. I give the paper to the teacher. So notice how it's not translating exactly word for word between Spanish and English, and there can be a variation depending on if the person is masculine or feminine. All right, how about this one? Soy del campo. So it's el campo. So from the is going to become del. We need our contraction. And then if it's la ciudad, de and la do not contract. So no contraction there, de la. All right, that was our Chapter 3 review. Up next, stay tuned for Chapter 4. We're going to take a look at ER and IR verbs more in depth, plus vocab, plus other grammar concepts for Chapter 4. And that will wrap up all the information that we'll need to know for our first semester of Spanish 1. All right, gracias por mirar. Go ahead and click that subscribe button. It's going to give you free video access to all of my Spanish test prep videos. And I am Dr. L. Yo soy Dr. L. Hasta pronto.